Hey yo, people out there saying that John Jones reminds them of an animal. Which animal could that be? Is it the cherished and beloved goat? Or could it be another type of little furry creature?
Fucking snitch, terrorist, rat.
No, totally no. Both of those wild good guesses is totally fucking wrong. The real answer is people are saying that homeboy reminds them of this. A fucking dog, can you believe it? A fucking cute little furry creature that's adorable, what swims around and fucking splashes. I mean, Dana White would literally slap the fucking shit out of you if he ever heard you say some shit like that.
It's just, guys, let me explain something to you. John Jones is a whole nother. John Jones is, I consider John Jones.
Dana, we get it. You fucking love John Jones. I would fucking love him too. If my number one cash cow was waiting out his contract and promoting another organization, I'd promote Jones to the fucking moon if he was the biggest star I had left. But you really think John Jones is a... You fools gonna have Dana White turn into Prime Will Smith on some keep John Jones name out your mouth type I mean, the guy ain't scared of nobody. He don't give a fuck who it is. If you come in his vicinity, he's at you. If you some whack-ass family member trying to hold them back from enjoying himself, or you some whack-ass pregnant lady trying to have a baby and give life, I mean, the fuck is that? All you fucking haters looking for clout, you better stay the fuck out of John Jones' way, you know what I mean? So that brings us back to UFC 309, champion versus number 8. People is saying John Jones is avoiding a fight with this guy.
Heavyweight champion of the world,
I feel like Tom Aspinall is, I don't want to say nobody. He just hasn't proven anything. He hasn't done anything. He won his belt against Sergey. Sergey just got slaughtered by someone else. So I'm not here to gamble someone else making a name off of me.
So he wants to fight Stipe instead of fighting the interim champion. He says it's a better fight for his legacy. Do you agree? It's true that Stipe's last fight was against Francis, and Francis proved that he was better than him, and folded him up like a crumpled up piece of paper that you throw in the trash. Or like some discarded IKEA furniture which is too fucked up to sit on. And Francis pretty much proved that he's the best heavyweight in the world and the lineal UFC champion. Stipe is an American hero, he puts out fires and shit. And they just reversed the 12-6 elbow rule. Think about it, bro, it's fucking perfect. John Jones has access to his finishing move right before the biggest fight of his life. I mean, just imagine how many elbows you can land on this guy. It truly seems like John Jones is coming full circle as the perfect end to his career. I mean, don't get me wrong, Stipe's cool and shit. He's a bomb-ass dancer. And he did knock out DC. He beat him twice, just like Jones did. Maybe that's another part of the reason why Jones wants to fight Stipe. One last final fuck you to DC. Shit, I don't know. Jones is psycho enough to do some shit like that though. Where does that leave the heavyweight division after both of these guys has fought and retired immediately afterward? Obviously Aspinall is elevated to full champion, which makes Michael Bisping jizz in his pants a record number of times. I mean, Bisping, bro, you should be rocking with Shara Bullet. He even called you an inspiration. We know what most people call you.
He's the biggest dick in the whole wide world. He's a mean old dick and he has stupid hair. It's a dick.
Who does Aspinall fight after Stipe and Jones has retired? He beat Pavlovich, he beat Curtis Blades. And don't get me started on some Derek Lewis deserves a title shot just because.
My balls was hot. I understand.
I think Derek Lewis should fight Stipe. Because if your balls is hot, they could potentially catch fire. And you're gonna want a trained fire professional to be around to help you out. And Cyril Gaines? Shit. Don't get me started on this fool. I personally think he's way too nice to ever be the baddest man on the planet. Remember when he got all sad and he got his feelings all hurt because Francis didn't say hi to him that one time?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Anyways, their fight was champion versus interim champion. Sound familiar? It was a high stakes fight. Francis refused to sign a new contract, instead opting to fight out his deal. Even to this day, Dana's still talking about that contract situation with Francis. That shit's still pissing him off.
You always said he didn't want to stick around because he didn't want to fight John Jones. Why didn't you mention the fact that he would have made more money to fight John then? It would have sort of backed up your point.
Because why? I don't give a shit. What's the difference? I know all the shit that you people don't know. And I don't care what everybody says. It doesn't matter to me. But that's a fact. He was offered more money. Because I know the real numbers. I know the real numbers. And let me tell you what.
Basically, he's saying Francis is a little bitch. Didn't want to fight John Jones and left all this money on the table. Obviously, those are Dana White's words, not mine. You heard that from him, not me. That's probably what he thinks, probably. But let's get back to business. Francis's last fight in the UFC. Francis used to train in Paris with this guy named Lopez.
I know Fernand pretty good. I haven't seen Fernand for almost 3 years. Doesn't know anything about my game from the past 3 years. I know how he think. I'm a very observing person, and I've been around him for almost four years.
Who else was at the MMA factory at that time? Fucking Cyril Gaines. That's who. And he sparred with Francis a bunch of fucking times. And according to him,
I'm not impressed by your performance, and I look forward to fight you in the near future.
whole time Francis is just like,
Bitch, what? I fucking sparred with you, man. How could you, man?
I didn't know him before. We never met before. And I noticed that he was pretty good. He has a really good kickboxing, very good footwork for the guy of his side.
They were sparring, and Cyril was touching Francis with whatever he wanted to touch.
damn, homeboy made it seem like Cyril was having his own personal freak off in every single training session.
Touching Francis with whatever he wanted to touch.
Bad boy, baby.
But Francis said them sparring videos a bunch of fucking bullshit.
The only time that I have ever sparred with Cyril was in January 2019. I decided to stop in Paris for 1 month. And Cyril was there. With him, I would say between 6 and 8 times, and that's all. So I saw him about two times in the gym, but he was just around, not training. Then I went to Paris again for 1 month, and that's where we trained together for like 1 month.
So there's a lot on the line for Francis when these two actually fight. The contract negotiations that eventually led him to the PFL. Cyril saying he took confidence from Francis, whatever the fuck that means. Francis saying, hell nah, I knocked your bitch ass out.
When I saw that footage, my first reaction was laughing, because I know exactly what's happened at those training section is about to make him look better and make me look bad, to prove that he's the man.
So Francis fights Cyril, UFC 270, January of 2022. First round, Cyril uses his kicks and movement. Second round, at this point, Cyril's coach is loving it.
Touching Francis with whatever he wanted to touch.
Spinning shit, movement, speed. He's annoying the shit out of Francis with all the fucking little kicks and shit.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
But at the start of the third round,
Beast mode.
Francis takes Cyril's bitch ass down on some tombstone piledriver type shit. Francis starts using his newly unlocked wrestling maneuvers. And Cyril is all like, fuck. Francis hits him with the rock bottom right here, and then just beats his ass and wrestles him and wins the rest of the fight. Francis leaves the UFC as the reigning heavyweight champion, signs a contract with the PFL and they let him do boxing. And he's basically like, yo, Dana White, what's up? Imagine having the organization you works for send all the fucking ops to destroy you and take you down one last time. But Francis was like, fuck that. It's time for the fucking
Beast mode.
and he fucking took the matters into his own fucking hands. Francis goes on to fight Fury in boxing. Fury wins and becomes the lineal UFC heavyweight champion. And then Miocic beats Fury, so I guess he gets it. Anyways, this video was supposed to be about John Jones, right? At this point, I'd like to see Francis fight Tom Aspinall, and John Bones Jones fight Sean Diddy Combs for the BMF title, obviously. Anyways, this has been Fight Kings. Thank you for watching.